They're not looking at you because they want something from you. They're not trying to be your friend. They're not trying to get over. They just love you. And the truth of it is, most of our young people exist and do what they do because they have not experienced love. Most of us in life, we cannot fathom the love of God because we have a messed up perception of love. The concept that we have of love, it is so mirrored, it is so messed up that when we hear as children, when we hear about Jesus Christ, when we hear about the love of God, it is almost virtually impossible for us to accept the love of God because we cannot get past our concept of love. So many of us have a messed up concept of love. Most of our young people, as they get older, we think it's rebellion, but it's just the fact they're doing what we're teaching them to do, and that is thinking. They're starting to unravel all the stuff that we have given them about this is their life and this is why we live the way we do. And now that they are older, they're 15, and they're looking at you like you crazy, is because they're looking at you, have you been lying to me all my life? We cannot grasp the concept of love. We cannot grasp the concept of God's love because we got a messed up perception of love. Most of our children understand pain, understand hurt. They understand the rough reality of the sting of neglect, of being walked away from. They can't understand how somebody who took time to make me can't make time to spend with me. Cannot understand the concept of God's love because they look at the love of God. When we teach them about the love of God, they only see the messed up perception of love. And as crazy as it may seem to us adults, when we talk about the love of God, they think that God is going to do them the way everybody else has. That he's going to say he's going to love them. He's going to say that he's going to be with them. He's going to say that he's going to stay there, but he's not. They don't believe he's not. They don't believe that he's going to be with them because nobody ever has. And so when we drag them into the church, when we drag them into Bible studies and we present to them the love of God, man, you get frustrated when they get bored. You get frustrated when they roll their eyes, but it's only because they can't grasp the real of what you're saying. They drag everything that is happening to them in their life into their experience as it comes to God. I told you last night, I want to share with you, it may seem simple, but I want to share with you, it may be simple, but it was real to me at the time. I remember how I began to have my messed up concept of love. I love my mother, and my mother loves me, and I cannot ever remember a point in my life where my mother did not love me. I just can't think of a moment that she has never loved me. She has always loved me. And so since I was a baby, I understood that nurturing love, that love, that true love, that understanding love, that smothering love you love. Lipstick all on your forehead, wipe it off, mama type of love. As real and as true as I know that love is, I remember the first time I felt the sting of love. It was at Cane Run Elementary School. Cane Run Elementary School. Fifth grade. It was a girl, I ain't gonna say her name. Some of y'all might be kin to her, you might know her, you might Facebook her and say somebody's talking about you. Fifth grade. You know how it worked. You were how it worked back in the day. Y'all text now. Back in the day, before everybody had cell phones. I still think it's crazy that y'all do. But listen, before everybody had cell phones, we wrote the note. Wrote the note. Do you like me? And it had the box. One box said yes. The other box said no. Got the note back. She checked yes. All right, but I ain't all win. Had to send a second note. I know you like me. Will you go with me? prayer life started early. Got the note back. She checked. Yes. You don't understand, though. She was cute and had a good curl. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody laughing know what I'm talking about. Y'all know back in the day, some people had curls that stopped. And we cracked jokes on them because they kept on trying. Her would just stop. She had a good curl, shiny curl. She was cute. She was the love of my life. 5th grade, can't run. She was the love of my life for 2 days. Before call ID, got a phone call. Pick up the phone. How you doing? Look, I got something to talk to you about. What's up, babe? What's going on? What you want to talk about? I got something to talk to you about. What? What's wrong? What's going on? You know, how you doing? I don't go with you no more. I go with Corey. Hung up the phone. So glad y'all can laugh at my misery. Y'all didn't hear Pastor. Pastor said, at least she called. She could have sent a note. She should have. But it's innocent and as simple as that seems now. Grown now, and we can preach another sermon how God will bring you past healing. God has sent me one of the most wonderful women on the planet to be my wife, and amen. She has to be from God to put up with me. But as simple as that story may have seemed, as innocent as it may seem, as humorous as it may have seemed, at that point in time, it was real to me. And there's some of you young people in here right now, your parents cannot identify with the pain that you're going through. They cannot seem to relate to what is happening in your heart, what's going on in your mind. And you are at odds because we are up here and you are down here. And what is real to you, we think it's small, we think it's innocent, we think it's simple. And when you come to church, you come and we tell you about God. We tell you about the love of God, but you cannot help but look at God through the lens that you have. And you look at God, man, believing that he's going to do me the same way as everybody else. Well, there was a man who wrote a letter to a church in a city called Rome.